Guys, we got Oristeros in his debut, making his first appearance since 2000 and since 2011, I believe. And Tox, who's been also around for a while, in a 2019 Black and White World Cup game. And it looks like Tox is using a team I gave him. It's Specs Latios, it's Spikes Ferrothorn. I believe it's Rocks on the Heatran. Then just I think it's 4 attacks, but it could be 3 attacks. Taunt on the Tar. I could look at my builder, but I don't really want to show all my other teams. Scarf Lando and just a very basic special defensive Rotom. I got a PM, so I'm just going to check that, and then I'll get into the battle. All right, let's get into it. We got a Latios lead, which is a good lead from Tox, and a Breloom lead from Oristeros. If it's Scarf, it could get a Spore off. Otherwise, if it's Sash, I guess it could too, but I mean, it's not really ideal. One way or another, this lead is at least neutral, if not favorable for Tox. I think he just clicks Draco no matter what. Josh, you should be taking north of 30%, especially defensive, north of 40, 45%, if not. Trying to think here. I think it just clicks Draco. If it's, I think it is Sleep Talk, Draco, Surf, Dragon Pulse. You're just going to click Draco. It's going to do 35, so that's probably yeah, it's definitely a bulk tier, Joshy. Not the best start given the lead position, but I think it's fine. You did what you needed to. I think Tox pretty obviously goes to the Heatran here and just tries and fires up his own rocks. Likely finding, okay, the Breloom comes back, and I think that was a bad play from Oristeros, quite frankly. I think he should have gotten up his rocks there always, as there's no removal. But I guess that's fine. The issue is that he's forced out here by this Heatran, as he doesn't know if it's faster or offensive or not, especially since the Tar could be rocks, even the Pharaoh could be rocks. So yeah, I'm not too fond of that double switch there by Oristeros. I think it was a very minimal sum gain. The only thing it really helps with was the Rotom, and in this matchup, you're willing to sacrifice whatever else to burn. Why would you go back to Latios? What? I don't understand why I didn't Rocks, but I think that's actually just as good for Tox. I feel like Rocks was always the play there, but I guess he was fearing the Breloom to be not scared of a Lava Plume or Magma Storm or whatever, and wanted probably to get out of his way. So instead of setting up Rocks, which could easily get spun away by Tentacle, admittedly, he went to the Latios, tried to take the offensive, so that's fine. A good play there from Tox. If I had to guess, we'll see the Jirachi come in once again, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, from Pasha, what's up? He'd bring Jokic Scizor. I believe he's decent. Yeah, no, sorry. We got Jirachi coming in on another Draco. That one's unfortunately going to miss. That's really sucking the momentum from Tox. Because he definitely had a leg up, but I don't think he's necessarily in a bad position regardless. This pretty much comes down to the Volcarona moveset. I mean, if it's for some reason Hidden Power Water or Ground, then it's going to look great for Oristeros. Otherwise, he's probably going to need some confusions and whatnot. I think here you probably just go to the I was going to say Tran, but Pharaoh's fine too. Actually, I don't like Pharaoh at all. No, this allows Breloom to come in. He's going to spike, sure, but Breloom's going to get it sleep now, and that's going to suck. Yeah. So, if this is Facade, that could be annoying as well. I think you have to go Latios here for your Tox. And if you're Oristeros and you have the Facade, you always go for it, but I don't know if he necessarily does in his team, so Spore is the safer play. The issue is that if he gets to Spore and then Sleep Talk, Surf into Josh, and he kind of loses. He goes for Drain Punch, which makes absolutely no sense. You never click Drain Punch there. It's always either you Spore if you have it. I mean, you Facade if you have it, otherwise you Spore. So that was a bad play there from Oristeros, but it was a very minor setback. I mean, it's just a matter of marginal chip damage. Like, these are things that me, someone who's been playing the tier for like 5+ years, takes advantage of, but him, oh my god, he dodges another. You're kidding me. That's just awful for Tox, because he's going through these sequences, which he should be net gaining, and instead he's losing a marginal amount, which is just quite unfortunate, I would say. Really sucks for the guys in UK, though. I imagine that we just see another sequence of switches. Tox likely going to one of his steel types. Perhaps he'll go to the Pharaoh and trying to get chip again. The main issue is that this Latios is not 65, takes rocks, then it's at a bit over half, and then takes Drain Punch, and it can really only switch one more time after that, which is quite quick of a demise for this Latios. So you kind of got to avoid that. At one point, you got to consider sleeping something else almost, or letting it take sleep and then kind of having it be fodder, which really sucks. It's a main progress maker against this team. Okay, it goes Breloom here. Now I always Spore. If he doesn't click Spore, it means he doesn't have it, which justifies the Drain Punch play, but doesn't justify the place on this team, really. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like rain teams with Volk almost need Ferrothorn, because Volk needs all the chip it can get on things, especially since it doesn't have the has boosted attacks, but it's negated its fire moves, and I feel like you really need the spikes on these teams. So like Breloom plus Volcarona seems like a really flawed concept to me. I don't know. I feel like he's trying to do too much with this team. Like for example, this team with Ferrothorn over the Breloom and then something else over Jirachi is just a better team in my eyes. I've used something really similar, but it's not that this is bad, it's just that this is inconsistent. Like, you're relying a lot more on the raw damage output of Volcarona and Tornadus than you would be had you been able to, say, get a layer or two of spikes up. And if there was a Ferrothorn here, admittedly, a lot less pressure from the Breloom. No, Tornadus? Wait, does this not Spore? I'm so confused. It must not be Spore. Anyway, if this is... I forget if this is Stone Edge. But if it's max attack Stone Edge, you probably go for it here. And he just goes for the U-turn. That would have been 40. Stone Edge would have been a roll. Okay, yeah, Stone Edge would have been a roll. But he gets a U-turn there. All right, so that's a good play there from Oristeros, I would say. I quite like his positioning these last couple turns. That's been good. Now, this Breloom is kind of caught in a pickle here. I think at some point or another, you kind of have to fodder off the Landorus to sleep. Yeah, I guess that's what he's going for here. And another Drain Punch. I can't make sense of that play. I'm sorry, but just looking at the game, though, I think Oristeros is a strong favorite from this point. Yeah, U-turn there. Looks as if the Latios is probably going to come in to take a Spore now. Is this not Spore? Oh, this must not be Spore. I don't... But it's not Facade or Spore. So it's like... It has to be Protect then, right? I'm so lost. What is this? Okay, so finally the Latios claims a kill. The Tornadus is able to come in now. It's more likely than not just going to U-turn. I think that's the best play because that lets the Breloom come in again. But I really genuinely question why ever would this Breloom set be used. Like, what is it? I'm at a loss. Like, all right, so it's Drain Punch. We know that. Have we seen any other moves? No, it's just click Drain Punch thrice. And it's done a lot. A lot of threatening out, a lot of force. And I mean, the Breloom's doing work. Despite really not attacking much and just doing Drain Punches for like 10 or 20%, it, plus the pressure it brings, plus the scouting for Spore, and he's just going to go Landorus now, because you got to think it doesn't have Spore at this point. And he finally goes for Spore, which is good for Tox. And actually quite good for Oristeros, because now Drain Punch is ridiculously threatening. I think you have to go Heatran here. Because you should live too. Wait, is it near fall? It's at 100, yeah. So yeah, you have to go Tran, because it should live too. If you're Tox, I still think Tran's apply. It's probably bulk up then. He goes to Torn, yeah. That's a good play. I think you just click Protect here. I believe it is Text Toxic. Yeah, okay. It's going to go Protect on U-turn. This is more likely than not going to be a variant that is Specs. I could choose Sharp Beak here, and it is Sharp Beak, and that's going to be the dodge. It's a plume. If that's burns, that's huge. Nope, no burn. All right, so that is still beneficial. I think that Focus Blast is a roll to 2-hit KO with Protects factored in. But anyway, there's no way in hell that West could complain after dodging multiple Dracos. He's finally going to go for U-turn here. The big reveal is if he could burn the Tentacruel, that would be huge. That gives him a chance. And no burn. All right, so now it's kind of a matter of what are you willing to give up to try and triple this Tentacruel? Are you willing to give up your Heatran's health, which is needed to check Volcarona? Are you willing to give up the status on your Rotom, which in my opinion he should do, because you're looking to Breloom sitting at 99%, so that's kind of pseudo-wrong. You Hydro and Rain, especially defensive, still going to be doing like 35 or so, but you got to imagine that it's not going to be doing enough like 2 kill or anything, of course. So I think you go Rotom here. Another play that is worth considering, but not necessarily worth committing to, would be going to the Tar, but that just risks a lot. Okay, this being Toxic Spikes is bad. Actually, it's only bad for the Tar. Nah, that's okay. Rapid's been here. Please tell me you Wisp. Oh, that is a bad Volt Switch. He did not take advantage of it. He gets Latios in, sure, but Protect, and then it should be a roll. The thing is, Scald doesn't kill, but Scald puts you into Rock's range, and that's all he needs. And you Dragon Pulse? Pardon me? Why would you Dragon Pulse? So yeah, that's just such a bad play. So now Tox misplayed there with the Dragon Pulse. Draco is always the play. Anyway, if you're Oristeros, you just Protect again, and he doesn't get it, but that's fine. He's willing to take that. Now you just go to the Tornadus, I believe. Did the Politoed reveal it? Politoed Scarf in this then. Yeah, Politoed has to be Scarf. Draco is always the play, though. I'm at a loss, because if you Draco, then you get another kill with that. I think that if Tox A, Draco there, and B, it is Draco's before, he was in a favorable position, but now, yeah, like, I think Breloom should 1v1 the Tran and Rain. It definitely 1v1 the Pharaoh. Yeah, I mean, I think Breloom kind of just wins. That's the main concern with this position. He's going to U-turn, which is a smart play, and I believe he just goes to the Breloom here. Yeah, it's a good play, and it's going to be hard to take down this. He goes Tar, interestingly enough. It's Choppleberry, but I believe it's slower than... I actually don't know, remember the speed, because I have some mixed starts with like 193, some with like 240, and some who like are all the way down like the 140s with like minus speed nature. But it's either Ice Beam or Superpower to hit this. He's going to retreat, and he's going to set Rocks... Wait. It's Rocks in the Tar? What? I don't understand. How is it Rocks with the Tar? I guess he changed import, which is good for him. But I gave him these 6 like literally 2 days ago on my door, so that's good. Now Tox's chances look much better. Wow. Okay, so that's huge. He still has a chance to lose to the Breloom outright, though. Yeah. Okay. So this is probably over anyway. That's a wrap. Yeah. See, this just dies to Drain Punch. You just stay in here and Drain Punch. Like, that's the only play you make. Even if you're slower, there's no way anything kills you if you're right spread. Switching out here would be very bad. Yeah, no. Next game. He's gonna go to Politoed here first, of course. Hell, he could even fodder to the Volcarona if he so wishes. However, if that's Hurricane, what? He made it sub Plume? I don't like that change personally. I think that makes you a lot weaker to Sunship, but I mean, I don't think the Toxzn has been around for long enough. Anyway, Hydra there doing 29. That's Scarf damage. That's fine. I believe that's relaxed Ferrothorn. So that explains why I did a bit more than normal. Yeah, Spike's a good play there. This is fine. Personally, I would switch this out and just go Volk, but he went Loom and said that's also fine. I can't believe that Oristeros stayed in there. That was one of the worst plays I've seen in a while. But it worked. I mean, sure. He bulks up, risking the crit on the Spike. Okay, whatever. I mean, this game's over. Because it's not Sleep Talk. Why would you bulk up again? All right, well, it's Knock. Yeah, it's not Gyro in this team, right? But nah, I mean, land him up for next game, I guess. I'm trying to think, would a Plume crit even kill it? I guess we'll find out next time. Well, this time rather. Drain is going to kill there, of course. It's going to leave him at 88. However, once you get the poison needle recovery, that's back to full, of course. The Tran comes in here. You can protect, you can plume, whatever you want. No way he's stalling out a Drain Punch PP. Is there? Only one way to find out, I guess. That made no sense. Right there. Like, okay, now what? Why would you do that? Yeah, crit didn't even come close to killing, so I mean, it's whatever. Anyway, that's gonna be it. So the Breloom is gonna go in. Oristeros played a fucking shitty endgame. I don't care what anyone says, but it worked. And he definitely had a strong matchup, aided by some Draco misses, and he played a strong mid game, a very strong mid game from Oristeros, but kind of fucked around unnecessarily in late game. But anyway, Tox, he played okay, kind of rough matchup, and that's that. Good game. Congratulations on Oristeros for another win in a World Cup 8 years later, which is pretty cool in my eyes. Yeah, peace.